Afternoon, Australia. It's 12:30 on Good Friday afternoon. I couldn't think of a better time to be talking about jobs and employment throughout Australia. Hi there. My name is Mark Smith. I'm Group Managing Director of People to People in Australia and the UK and Frog Recruitment in New Zealand. And yes, this is P2P Live and on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook today. And we're going to be talking about everything that is relevant on this Easter weekend for jobs and employment. And that means our employment stat, where I thought we'd explore the effect of immigration on the Australian workplace, just briefly, and having a look at that net migration number. We've also got two jobs in Australia, both a perm one and a temp one, our jobs of the week. And of course, we've got some opportunities at our sister companies, at one in New Zealand, and one in the UK. And that's particularly important if you're thinking about a working holiday. We're also going to be crossing to Sydney and having a chat to Liam Graffiti about the results of last week's Twitter poll, which was very interesting, where we asked whether somebody or whether you would take a 20% take a temp job for a 20% pay rise. So we'll give you those results and have a chat about those results with Liam as well. So lots to do. Let's get started with this week's employment stat of the week. So as part of the jobs and employment market, immigration plays a very big part in being able to secure the actual talent that's available in the market. And there's been a big change to the net migration in Australia over the last 3 years. So I thought I'd pull together this particular graph, which is the net migration per 1,000 of population in Australia. And so what we're looking at for this particular statistic is that Australia is running at about 5 people, the net migration of 5 people into the country right now for every 1,000 people in our population. And this is the historical context there. So you can see that since 1950, we had a spike in the late 60s, then decreased into the 70s, back up to nearly 8 during the 80s, then the recession of the early 90s dropping back to 4, and then increasing remarkably right up until about 2010. And then since 2010, net migration has been on a steady decline. Now, the actual reality of the last couple of years is that we've had a negative net migration. The graph that you're seeing in red and green at the bottom is actually the movement in net migration. So every time there's a red, then there's a trend of decreasing net migration in Australia. So for the last 10 years, it's dropped. But there's been a slight improvement this year. What prompted me to actually put this graph up is that there is a lot of talk around housing and the rental crisis, which has been exacerbated at the moment by immigration numbers that have been forecast for 2023 of Australia around 400,000. We were running at about 250,000 prior to the pandemic. Then we had 3 years of essentially no migration and a decrease in population. I think the population went down by 55,000 in 2022. So this increase in migration that's happening right now hopefully will alleviate some of the talent shortages that we have in Australia. But of course, it has unforeseen consequences with things like rents, we're not being able to, all these people entering the country not being able to find a rental property or pushing up rental prices, which then have consequences for inflation, et cetera, et cetera. It's a complicated world, but for anybody in the jobs and employment market, then bringing talent into Australia is certainly something that we're looking at with talent mobility across our 3 locations in the UK, New Zealand, and in Australia. And that is our stat of the week. Easter weekend, we've got a couple of hot jobs for you to look at whilst you're eating some chocolate. So here's the first one. It's a customer service representative in Sydney. It's paying $35 to $40 an hour, and the consultant you need to chat to in Sydney is Aidan Boast. That's aidan.boast@people2people.com.au. And what you'll be doing is taking incoming calls as the first point of contact for wholesalers and distributors, quoting on products, processing orders. You must have a background in customer service and in a call center, and a strong attention to detail as well. So if you're interested in that one, you can hit the apply now in the comments now. So you can jump onto that one, or give Aidan a call, 8270-9705 in Sydney. Here's the next one.
I am working with a dynamic fashion retailer who is a household name with over 100 retail stores across Australia. They're predominantly in the men's clothing space, but they also have a children's line. This is a fantastic opportunity to join this well-known business in the heart of Sydney CBD, and Australian known. Hi, my name is Calissa, and I specialise in permanent accounting and finance recruitment here at People2People Sydney, and I'm currently recruiting this opportunity. Taking ownership of end-to-end accounts payable, you should be organised and have strong communication skills to liaise with your customers and colleagues. Working with a collaborative team is your opportunity to add significant value as you grow your career. Fun fact, the accountants in the team have all grown their roles but started in this accounts position. If this sounds like an opportunity you're interested in, please apply through the links or contact me on 02 8270 9776 for a confidential discussion. Thank you.
Okay, right. So now we've got some fantastic opportunities for working holiday makers in the UK and New Zealand. Check out this particular opportunity. It's a brand and marketing specialist across the ditch in Auckland. It's a competitive salary, so jump on the phone, have a chat to Julia, or drop her an email at julia@frogrecruitment.co.nz. That's our sister company in New Zealand, and have a talk about what your salary expectations are. But as a brand and marketing specialist, you'll showcase your product management skills and identify ways to automate marketing. You'll be supporting teams across the business to create and deliver marketing initiatives and coordinating key messaging as well. So a strong eye for detail, excellent communication, and time management and managerial skills. Get on the phone and have a chat to Julia. But hey, if you don't want to go to New Zealand, what about an opportunity in the UK? And here's the one that we've got this week. And it's an audit manager in Manchester. So if you're in public practice right now and you're thinking, you know what, I need a change. Maybe you're considering going to commerce. Tell you what, don't go into commerce, go overseas. Have a chat to Liz Jones in our London office. That's liz@people2people.co.uk, or give her a call, or just hit apply now in the comments. And learn more about this audit management position in Manchester. So you'll be managing and auditing engagements, building those strong client relationships, and leading a team of audit professionals. You've got to be qualified, and 5 to 7 years experience in audit is what you need for that one. Okay, all right, let's move on and have a chat to Liam Graffiti from our Sydney team. Good afternoon, Liam. Thank you for joining us here on Good Friday.
Hi, how you going, Mark?
Now, last week, we ran a Twitter poll where we asked everybody, would you leave a permanent job and take a temp job for a 20% pay rise? And the results were pretty astounding, actually. 41.7% said, yes, I would leave a permanent job and then take a pay rise and then move into a temp job. Solid 58.3% said no. Does that surprise you, Liam? I mean, you're a temporary and contract consultant in our Sydney contracting team. So What do you think?
I don't think that surprises me. We've had someone quite recently who was at an ASX listed business for about 6 years. So very stable job, very stable company. She jumped at the chance to diversify her experience. Obviously get a pay rise while she was at it on a 12-month contract. So people say, it doesn't happen, but it certainly does.
Yeah, wow. Okay, and I suppose one of the biggest questions that anybody who's even thinking about this saying, man, I could use that 20% pay rise to pay my mortgage. What about the fact that it's a contract and it comes to an end? Was in your story, is she worried about securing another role
No,
afterwards?
yeah, good question. Yeah, no, she wasn't at all concerned. I think with her previous experience being, with such a well-renowned company, and the experience that she's picking up within this project, it more than diversifies her skill set. So she's pretty confident that she'll be able to pick something up after this 12-month contract.
And how do you feel? I mean, do you think you'd be able to place her pretty quickly into another
Oh,
contract
for sure.
position?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, 100%. She's certainly someone, I think with that integration and implementations experience where we expect to see a big rise in those sorts of projects over the next 12 months. So yeah, definitely we can place her again.
Okay, fantastic. All right, so if somebody's out there watching this now on Good Friday, with a mouthful of chocolate, thinking, oh, I need that pay rise. How could somebody get in touch with you next week?
Yeah, so you can give me a call on 028270 9772, or you can shoot me an email with your resume. We'll have a confidential chat, and we'll figure out something to suit you.
Now, before you go, Liam, I know you're in our. I'm sort of putting you off guard here, and I probably shouldn't.
Yes.
There you are. Look at that. You're actually
Yes.
appearing. You're appearing like
Yeah,
right
I made
in
my.
in our P2P post, which is our just being launched on May the 4th, and so you've got a big full size picture in there. And are you wearing the same shirt there, Liam? I don't know.
No, it's a different shirt. It's a different shirt, I promise.
Fantastic. All right. Well, thank you again for joining us and for your insights on the temp and contract market. Once again, if anybody's looking to find out more, possibly to get your own 20% pay rise, jump on the phone and give Liam a call. Righto, let's move on and have a quick look at the Twitter poll question for next week. Here it is. So this week's Twitter poll question is, with flexible working, have you changed your work hours to accommodate daylight savings? We've just changed, I know last weekend, it's really put me out. It's probably put my cats out more than it's put me out, because now their feeding time does not fit with the pre-daylight savings time. Now, have you changed your working hours? A lot of people are on flexible working arrangements. Have you changed yours to accommodate daylight savings? Let us know on Twitter, at People to People, or on LinkedIn as well. And you can vote there at any time for the next week, and we will give you the results next week. That's it, everybody. Enjoy the Easter long weekend, and we'll see you next Friday at 12:30.